Today, we're going to be covering the UK versus Malaysia. Now, I'm going to be giving each country a point if I think they've won that particular category, and we're going to go over many different categories, and this is my thoughts, yeah? So, it's what I think personally, which one is better than the other one. Now, this might not be the same for you guys. You might think one particular fact is better than the other one, but let's go through it and tell me what you guys think in the comments. So first of all, public transport. Public transport in the UK, what's it like? Well, the UK has one of the oldest underground systems in the world in London. A lot of the big cities have underground. The train systems are pretty good, but it's bloody expensive. One ticket going from Liverpool to London, here's the price of it. Unbelievable, and that's one way. Ridiculous cost for travel there. In Malaysia, this is the price. So unfortunately for price, Malaysia definitely wins, but they do struggle when you're traveling through to certain parts of the country. So the network isn't as big, obviously, than it is in the UK, but for cost alone wise, definitely, I think Malaysia wins in terms of public transport. Food. This is an obvious one. This definitely goes to Malaysia. The variety of food, the different cultures, as we've gone through in many videos before, definitely wins. The running joke in the UK is, what's the worst book in the world? The British Cookbook. The UK does have great food. It does have, I think, one of the most Michelin star restaurants in the world in London, or is that Japan? Can't remember. Anyway, it's one or two. So it's definitely up there for food, but it's not particularly their food. They've just stolen it from many other countries and put it there. They might have a very good French cuisine restaurants. They've got food from all over the world in London, but you've got to go London. The further you go out from London, the sort of more bland the food tends to get in the UK and less international. But Malaysia, as we know, we don't need to go over this again. The food is a melting pot in Malaysia. Wherever you go, in any city, even the small ones deliver up some of the most amazing food. So, obviously, Malaysia wins that one. Public holidays. The UK, we get 8. That includes New Year's Day, Good Friday, May Day bank holiday, Spring break holiday, Summer bank holiday, Christmas Day, Boxing Day and Easter Monday. Now, depending on if someone dies, like a queen or a king, or there might be a special day announced, but apart from that, those are the average ones that we have every single year. Malaysia, let's go through this, how many they have. New Year's Day, Chinese New Year, Eid, Good Friday, Easter Monday, Labor Day, the Ying Di Patron Angong's birthday, Eid, Awal, Muharram, National Day, Mulidul Razu, Malaysia Day, Deepavali, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 15 holidays compared to the UK's 8. So that's almost double the amount of public holidays. Now, the Malaysia ones, I've noticed from being here many years, sometimes they announce more. And it could be random as well. Sometimes there'll be a holiday on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. I've heard that before. That's mental. To us in the UK, the public holidays are almost always on the Friday or the Monday, so you get the long weekend off. In Malaysia, they could be a Tuesday, they could be a Wednesday. Sometimes it's a Friday and a Tuesday. Now, I'm not complaining. So as someone who runs a company in Malaysia, it's a little bit different. With the amount of holidays there are in Malaysia from a business owner's point of view, it can get slightly annoying. It seems to be every month there's a couple, and most weeks are 4-day weeks, which means it's a bit more difficult to gain momentum when you're running a company. But if you're a worker here, I can completely understand. Living in Malaysia with this many public holidays, it gives you more time with your family, more time to go out on holiday and do the things you want to do. So I actually definitely think, even as a business owner, the public holidays, Malaysia wins. Now, the next one is standard of living. So this comes into how good of a life can you have in a country. Now, you'd think the perspective of Malaysia is one of not top tier, like your New Yorks would be living in city, or your UKs, or your America, or your Germany, or Europe, or Japan. It's not classed in that top tier bracket. However, I'll give you reasons in this video to believe why you should, and how it's a secret hidden gem of living in a first world city without anyone knowing it's actually a first world city. And most of it has to come down to do with value. So we look at things like rent is the biggest expense in most people's budgeting. Rent in Malaysia is so cheap compared to what you get. It's unbelievable, especially where I'm from in London. Renting this apartment that I've got now in London would cost me about 5 or 6 times more. So pure value, rent is a massive one for me. Food is way cheaper than the UK. Alcohol is about the same. Standard of living also can cover things like public transport, how quickly you can get to work. We've already seen Malaysia win. It can come down to friendliness of people, and then which leads us into our next point, which is opportunities to work or earn, and how diverse is that. So standard of living, I think definitely Malaysia wins purely based on a value system. And depending on where you live in Malaysia, if you live in KL, you've got everything here that you've got in the UK. So your standard of living can be very good. Now, if you're living in a smaller place, in a more of a kampong, which means village, your access to good standard living services may change, but living in KL, the capital city, no issue whatsoever. Malaysia, you win standard of living. Opportunities to work and earn money. Now, I've said at the start of this video, I'm making this for me. So for me, I work in real estate. So me living and working in real estate, selling over here, I'm a bit more unique here. I'm a Westerner coming to Malaysia selling overseas property. So that makes me quite unique. There are only less than 10 people doing exactly what I'm doing in this whole country. So I've made myself unique by moving out here, which means I've got more opportunity to earn money, better opportunity to market, and get a reduced cost per lead for me. The amount of money it takes me to get a customer is a lot cheaper than if I was in the UK doing the same thing. So in the UK, if I was working in real estate and selling UK real estate, I'd be one of 50,000 people doing it in the UK, if not more. Which means that I'd have to spend more money getting a customer. So to me, opportunities to work and earn money here is tenfold for me what I can do and earn in the UK. If I was doing exactly the same job in the UK, I'd earn 10 times less at a minimum, maybe even more. So for me, opportunities to work and earn, Malaysia definitely wins. Now, you'd have to see what industry you work in and what industry you want to work in if you do decide to move over here, or my Malaysian friends if you decide to move to the UK. Because the UK will obviously have a more diverse range of roles and jobs for obviously a higher salary. So obviously the salaries are a lot lower here. If you're looking to own your own company and you've got a bit of cash to do that, as a Westerner coming here, the opportunity is massive. If you're looking to come over here to do a number of other jobs in the service sector, the agricultural sector, or the industrial sector, or retail sector, then of course, you're gonna be on a lot less than you would be in the UK. So opportunities to work and earn for me, Malaysia wins for sure. Size of the country, how big is it in square kilometers? So Malaysia is 329,847 kilometers big. UK is 243,610 kilometers big. So there's not that much difference in it, to be fair, about 80,000 kilometers in it only. And you would have thought UK gets described as a tiny little place, right? Well, together it's England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland as well. So all them together, the UK is about 80,000 behind in terms of size. So Malaysia, you win again. Now, is it better being part of a bigger country? Well, for me, it is, because it means I've got more people to sell my real estate to. It's as simple as that. Population, again, through size, UK is winning this time. UK, 68.35 million in the UK, compared to Malaysia, 35.12 million in Malaysia. So the UK wins on terms of population. Average age, UK 40.08, Malaysia 31.8. So 9 years difference. 9 years younger you Malaysians are than the average person in the UK. The UK is getting older and older. That's going to cause them some problems, especially when the governments are paying out more and more to people on their pension than ever before. So Malaysia wins. A younger population often means A younger population, I prefer. Life expectancy, so difference between males and females. In the UK, the average male lives to 79 years old. In Malaysia, they live to 73. So there's a 6-year difference there. That's mostly going to have to do with healthcare and diet, which we'll get onto later. Women, life expectancy for females is 84 in the UK and 79 in Malaysia. So a 5-year difference there. Now, a lot of this has to do with diet, I'm afraid. Malaysia has one of the highest obesity rates in Southeast Asia, if not the highest. And it's because a lot of the food here is so good. A lot of it is fried. It's yum, yum, yum. But obviously that can have side effects on health, especially obesity and obesity-related diseases, which Malaysia has a lot more higher cause of. The average male in the UK lives as long as the average female in Malaysia. Interesting. Now, these next 6 are out of 100. 100 being the best, and obviously 0 being the worst. So, political stability, UK 79, Malaysia 73. So UK wins this one. Civil rights, UK 89, Malaysia 60. UK wins. Climate, what's the climate like? UK 25, it's terrible. It's grey every day and you get about 2 days of sun a year. I'm not surprised it's only 25 out of 100. Malaysia's 40, so it's almost double. But it's very hot here, and that's people don't like to walk around sweating every single time you walk down the street. I don't mind it. I just shower 3 or 4 times a day, or don't go out. Cost of living, UK 31. It's expensive. Malaysia 51. So a good 40% better cost of living, as we already discussed. So Malaysia wins that one, and it won climate. Popularity, UK 66. So I guess this is based upon net migration. Malaysia's only 48, so UK still wins. But I don't mind this because I like Malaysia being a hidden gem. I don't want more people coming here because it will raise the price of everything and change my perspective on everything completely as cost goes up. Getting back onto some more stats here. Diabetes 6.3%, Malaysia 19%. It's a good 3 times more of an issue here in Malaysia, diabetes, and again back to food. And another surprising one, the UK smoking rate's gone massively down since the smoking ban came in, good 20 years ago now, I think it was. I think we were the first country, or Ireland was, then the UK, to implement the smoking ban in our country, which meant you couldn't smoke inside anymore, or at least in most places. 13% now the UK, that's gone down massively. I'd even say it might be less than that now, because every time I go to the pub in the UK, there's only just one person smoking. 20 years ago, most people would go out smoking and I'd be the one left with everyone's coats and bags, sitting there like a pleb. Malaysia is 22.5% of the population smokes. That's mental. That's absolutely insane. So UK, you win on that one because you're healthier, and you win on the diabetes rate as well. Temperature. Just to give you an idea of temperature, this isn't one for a point, but just to give you an idea on temperature. Daytime temperature in the UK, 12.9%. Malaysia, 32 in the day. That's how hot it is. Nighttime temperature in the UK, 6.9. Average throughout the year this is. And in Malaysia, it's 24.5. It's a very lovely nighttime temperature, shorts and sandals weather. The sunshine hours per day on average in the UK is only 3.7. Now that doesn't mean every day's got 3.7 hours of sunlight. It means that in the UK it's grey a lot of the time, and in the UK on December the 21st, the winter solstice, so the shortest day in the world for us Northern Hemisphere people, and our days, it will get light at about 7 in the morning and it'll be dark by 3. It's terrible. Malaysia's sunshine hours per day is almost double, 6.3. Now rainy days is quite interesting because it rains in the UK a lot, but it rains here a lot, but it tends to flash rain here for an hour or 2 hours almost most days. Now you do have a rainy season here for 6 months where it rains a little bit more, but look at this. Rain days in the UK, 12.7. Rain days in Malaysia, 12.9. There's only 0.2 in it. I think in the UK when it rains the whole bloody day or sometimes the whole week. In Malaysia it just flash rains, but it rains a lot. The volume's a lot more. Native languages in the UK is 97.3% English, and like 2.7% other. Malaysia is, and this is first languages, yeah, so most people here will speak 3 or 4 different languages, but the primary language, of course, is 58.4% Malay, 10.7% Chinese, 3.9% Tamil. Then you go down to the lesser percentages, 2.8 Iban, Dusan 1.1. Then you've got other. English 1.6%. So that gives you a little idea as to the English-speaking nations, how much of the population that they make up here. It's not a lot. 1.6% English. You look at religion. The UK, 52% atheist or agnostic, 35% Christian, 6.7% Islam, 1.3% Hinduism, and the rest made up of Buddhism, Jerusalem, and Sikhism. Malaysia, 61.3% Islam, 0.8% atheist agnostic, 9.2% Christianity, 19.8% Buddhism, and the rest 6.3% Hinduism and Sikhism, and other 2.3%. I don't know what the other makes out. But here, just like in the UK, you've got mosques, you've got churches. People think that just because it's Malaysia, it's a Muslim country, that there's not going to be churches around. There are. So people that say in the UK, oh, you wouldn't let them build a church in their country, so why let them build a mosque in ours? All that's crap. In most Muslim countries I've been to, there are churches. You are free to practice whatever religion you want here. 19.8 are Buddhist. There's Buddhist temples here as well. Who drinks the most alcohol, UK or Malaysia? Well, there's a lot of difference, almost like by 12 or 13 times. So this is alcohol consumption per capita, so it's litres of pure alcohol, projected estimates of 15 plus years and above. So 0.76 Malaysia, 10.82 UK. We drink a hell of a lot more alcohol. I think because we tend to drink a lot younger in our society, and we binge drink for the whole night. Whereas here it tends to be a glass of wine over a nice meal or food, or a lot of the country don't drink because it's forbidden. Unemployment rate, Malaysia 3.4%, UK 4.2%. Way more lazy people in the UK. So Malaysia wins even on that. So what do you think? What do you think wins? For me, Malaysia wins by a landslide. But I'm biased because it's my favourite country in the world. So tell me what you think in the comments. What other categories I've missed out? This seems to be the most interesting ones that I've covered that I could find online. Until we meet again!